You had gone over the plan over and over again with Bakugou. You had to make sure it went perfectly, otherwise, well, let's just say you had no plans of being anyone's prisoner ever again. If you had to go into what Bakugou effectively refers to as your dark mode to get done, then you would. You two, along with several other heroes, were going to infiltrate the meeting that Pierre was holding. Surely Bruce had warned them, but by now that you were coming. But it's a good thing you can make people see what you want them to. You and Bakugou were going to go in alone at first and try to track down the puppeteer. Once you had him, you'd call for backup and shut down the rest of the party. You had no idea what his quirk was. Based off of his name, you assumed it was controlling things, possibly people. You shuddered at the thought of another person controlling your actions. You were pacing now as you waited for Bakugou to return to your hotel room. He had to meet up with some other heroes in the lobby to catch them up to speed, your heart jumping when you heard the door opening. You knew it was Bakugou, but you couldn't help but grip your hairbrush tighter. Now that you thought you'd be able to do much more with a hairbrush, maybe you'd make the intruders think it was a gun, or throw it at something. Surely enough, Bakugou walked in and he was holding 2 garment bags. Kirishima pulled through and got us some outfits for tonight. Hopefully it makes it easier to blend in. You could see how tense he was. He was always at some varied degree of grumpy, but this was different. You wrapped your arms around his waist and nuzzled your face into his chest. Whatever happens today, promise me you won't do anything stupid. He chuckles as he ran his fingers through his hair. You mean, other than crashing a powerful crime club party? I'll do my best, but I can't promise anything. You sighed. I figured as much. I thought I'd at least try. He pulled you back to look you in the eye. You know it's not too late. You can always leave. I heard Mexico's great this time of year. I think we both know you could never do that. You're a hero. Your job is here. You took a seat in the bed. Besides, they'd find us no matter where we run. We'd have to certainly be on the run, and that's not a life for anyone. He took a seat next to you. Any life with you is a life worth living. You narrowed your eyes at him. Who are you, and what have you done with Bakugou? He rolled his eyes. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought about professing my love to you. I was allowed, and a soft moment every once in a while. Forgive me. It'll never happen again. I didn't say I didn't like it. It just took me off guard, is all. He tossed your garment back to you. Yeah, whatever. Get dressed, would ya? We have an operation to run. You giggled as you unzipped the bag, but gasped when you saw the most gorgeous red dress you've ever seen. Oh my god, this is beautiful! You held the dress up next to Bakugou and squinted. Oi, what are you doing? You smiled. Just trying to see if it matches your eyes. Which it does. Even better. You both quickly changed. You needed a few more minutes to figure out what you were going to do with your hair, and makeup was a whole other nightmare. You had to ask Bakugou's friend, Mina, to help you. You said you tried to follow a YouTube tutorial, but it was so hard. Finally, about 2 hours later, you were ready as you'll ever be. You slipped out of the bathroom and into the hotel room. Bakugou was deep in conversation with Kirishima and a few other people you didn't know. One of them had green hair and the other had red and white hair. They must have been his former classmates. He had something about keeping this quiet as possible to help prevent it from getting leaked. He only wanted people he can trust. 110%. We still didn't know who could possibly be a secret member of this group and had no intention of finding out the hard way. He took one look at you and stopped talking mid-sentence. He left his conversation completely and approached you with an outstretched hand. You look amazing. You blushed. It's a long way from your hoodies. He leaned in and whispered in your ear. Honestly, I prefer the hoodies, but this is definitely a close second. His hands very softly found purses on your elbows and up to smooth Merkle there with his thumb. You ready? You drew a huge breath and nodded, knowing your voice would give you away. You were terrified. You had run away from these people for a reason. Now here we are, running back in there with your own free will. Kirishima helped equip you with some final touches. He gave you some earrings that also had tracking devices in them. Some just in case. You didn't have the heart to tell them that if you'd been taken, it wouldn't matter. Kidnapping was their specialty. They know how to be careful about it. You would be stripped of all possessions. But if it made Bakugou feel safer, though, you could be tracked, then you wouldn't tell him. Bakugou himself had a pin in his pocket and acted in a discreet transmitter. All he had to do was click and notify the others that it was time to crash the party. You started to tremble as your car approached the castle, like a fortress hidden away in the woods. This place wasn't on any map, and was in no database. To the rest of the world, this place didn't exist. Neither did the organization who owned it. This, though, gave you chills. Bakugou's hand rested on your lap. One night here and it's all over. We go in, get our target, get out. We can do this. You didn't know who was trying to convince, you or himself. Your hand gripped him and gave it a quick squeeze before he opened the car door and stepped out. He walked around to your side and opened the door for you, offering you his hand as you stepped out. You had gotten out early, as far enough from the villain base that you wouldn't be seen yet. Now you just needed to wait. Sure enough, it didn't take long for another car to pull up that had exactly what you needed. 2 people, a guy and a girl, and more importantly, invitations. Bakugou made quick work of tying them up and leaving them for the others to pick up and question. They were some rich CEO and his mistress. You wonder how his wife would feel if she got a call that her husband was in a call with another woman. You also wonder which news she'd take worse. You both finished the short walk to the mansion. Your quirk was tricky. It only worked on a few people at a time, and you had to be able to see them, so any cameras would be able to pick you up. That's why you had to wait and try to walk into a large group. Thank God this group was paranoid about their identities, because that meant you had to wear partitional mask. You still used your quirk to make you and Bakugou look like the couple you'd stolen the invitations from. As a precaution, you didn't know if anyone here would recognize you, or the fact that you weren't who you said you were. You both kept your hands down and stuck close together as you approached the front door. Bakugou's arms was around your waist, protectively. He honestly wouldn't have even let you come tonight if you knew he needed you. But he knew he needed you. He handed the guard your invitation, not even bothering to make eye contact. You hoped he just looked at the entitled asshole instead of looking someone who was trying to sneak into the party. The guard scanned and The guard scanned a code at the bottom that you could practically feel a heart trying to beat right out of your ribcage. Finally, the device blinked green, and he was showing you inside. You didn't hesitate as you moved inside, pulling Bakugou behind you. There were plenty of people around the entrance, all mingling with glasses of varying alcohol. You were taking in the surroundings when suddenly strong hands gripped your shoulders. You panicked and tried to pull away, but they just pulled you back. Bakugou noticed, but before you could react, strong hands were grabbing him as well. Had they found you out already? Excuse me, sorry. I scared you, but everyone, we are under strict orders to frisk anyone and search for any weapons or recording devices. Both are prohibited or will result in your expulsion from this event. Now, with your permission, may I? You gulped and nodded your head as his hands began to travel down your body. You looked over and saw a man doing the same to Bakugou. His eyes remained on you the entire time, attempting to keep you calm, as the stranger practically felt you up right in front of him. All clear. Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your evening. Bakugou's hands was on your wrist in an instant, almost as if to claim his territory. Alright, we're in. Let's find Puppeteer and get this fucking over with. The meeting was scheduled to start approximately 10 minutes. Right now, neither of you even knew what he looked like. But you're hoping that he would show his face for the meeting. He is the leader after all. You settled in the back corner of a large room and tried to look like you belonged there. There were definitely more members of the secret society than you had thought. Bakugou gripped your hand. Stay on high alert and let me know if you see anyone that you recognize. I doubt they'd have any of their thugs at the high-class event like this, but you still need to be careful. You nodded. Just as you heard the microphone turn on, you looked over to the front of the room and saw a tall man in a very expensive-looking suit. Excuse me, everyone, if I could have your attention. Before we start our monthly meeting, I would like to thank you all for joining me. Tonight's session is the top of the line, believe me. We've worked very hard to bring you fine people the best of the best. My assistant will be passing out pamphlets to everyone before we begin the bidding. As usual, after the auction, we will be joined by a great leader for a few of our business. And then we will party until the break of dawn. The young boy walks around passing pamphlets. He handed one to Bakugou, but not to you, which you found odd. Bakugou opened it up to reveal the most horrifying thing he had ever seen. They were auctioning off girls. There were pictures of girls along with their measurements, their test scores, and a lot about their quirks. These people were here to buy girls for, lack of a better word, breeding. It made your stomach turn and you wanted to throw up. Had your quirk not been so valuable, you could have ended up like one of these girls. Is this what Bruce had meant by saying he thought you were another one of the boss's pets? Your hand started to shake, so Bakugou simply stood behind you and pulled him. It's okay, just breathe. You can't afford to panic. You need to maintain focus. The only way to help these girls is to take down the puppeteer. I want him to pay for what he's done. He could hear the desperation in your voice, and it tore at his heart. And he will, believe me. He will rot in a fucking cell. We just need to be patient and make our next move exactly right. So you sat there as girl after girl was paraded on stage and sold to the highest bidder. You wanted to cry, scream at these monsters for partaking in such an evil thing. These were people, not things. With every slam of the gravel marking another one sold, your grip tightened around Bakugou. He wiped a stray tear from your cheek before anyone could see it beneath your mask. You were a weeping mess. I'm not trying to sound mean or insensitive, but you need to fucking pull it together. We're surrounded by the enemy, and we cannot risk pulling our cover. If they see you crying, they will most definitely know you don't belong here. I'm sorry you have to see this, I really am, but you need to be strong. You sniffed and used your compact mirror to fix your makeup. When you had finally composed yourself, you snapped it shut. Sorry, I'll try to keep it together from now on, I promise. You went to turn back towards the stage, but someone was blocking your view. Arachanik, isn't it? The auction? I wish it could have been done differently, but not everyone's seen the world like we do. If it makes you feel any better, some of them were volunteers. You look up and lock eyes with a taller, leaner version of Riku. Fuck. This had to be one of his brothers. Was he puppeteer? Hell, some of them were cunning enough to make their buyers fall in love, and are here tonight as guests. How quickly one can climb the social ladder. He looked at you with an evil smirk. And how quickly one can fall. Your nostrils flared as your face struggled to hide the disgust you were feeling. It didn't matter. Oh, because he continued on his way in front without waiting for you to answer. There was a loud excitement and applause as he approached the microphone. It's like he was a celebrity to these people. He waved a few times, giving them all his best evil smile. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying the festivities. Usually at this point we discuss orders of business before our party starts, and we all get to try out our new toys. You would practically taste blood as you bit your lip to keep your composure. You knew he was watching you. But as it turns out, we don't have much business to discuss. There's only one thing I've learned that there's someone here tonight who has taken something that belongs to me. Rather than creating a fuss, I would like to respectfully ask that this person returns what is mine and leave. I will be waiting in my office with no guards and no witnesses. Return my property and I will forgive. If you do not, well, I know who and where your little friends are right now, so I wouldn't recommend taking your time. With that, he shoved the microphone into the hands of the younger boy, who had been passing out the pamphlets earlier, and stormed off. Once he was out of sight, you turned to Bakugou, but he was already shaking his head. Nope. Hell no, not a chance. I'll go meet him, but you are most definitely not being there. I'm not putting you at risk. Bakugou, I'm already at risk of just being here. So what? You have to go in alone and leave me out here by myself? I don't think so. Besides, if you walk in there without me, he'll kill you. And then all your friends. At least if I go with you, it can buy us time. Go ahead and send the signal before we walk in that we can keep him distracted until backup shows up. He groaned and leaned his head against the wall behind him. You're fucking killing me. You pulled his chin down so that he would look at you. It's because you know I'm right, but you don't want to believe it. It was your turn to calm him down. Come on, Bakugou. We need to think about this logically. This could be our only shot to get him alone. He leaned forward and placed a soft kiss on your forehead. Alright, let's do this. What happened to not doing anything stupid? Bakugou clicked the pen several times as you followed the puppeteer to his office. Your breathing was getting tighter the closer you got to him. Finally, you reached the door and gave Bakugou one last loving kiss before knocking. Enter. Once inside, you felt like it was at least 10 degrees colder. You had chills running down your spine. Puppeteer sat at the desk with his feet propped up. If it isn't ground zero, my beloved UN. What a treat this is. He abruptly stood up and slammed his hand on his desk. You've caused me quite a headache, UN. I didn't know you had it in you, but alas, you've surprised me, and now you've come back home. Bakugou moved his body. Bakugou moved so his body was blocking you from Puppeteer's view. She's not going anywhere with you. Puppeteer laughed. Oh, my poor boy, has she bewitched you too? You must know by now. She can control what you see. Who knows what else she's capable of? How do you even know if what you feel for her is real? Bakugou growled. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! You must have noticed how weird it was. You must have noticed how weird it was that all the people she chose you. How did she even find you? How did she happen to end up exactly where she needed to be to find you? Your hero agency is clear across town, is it not? So why? So what I would like to know is how a poor, defenseless, arrogant girl with no money and no knowledge about how the outside world works managed to escape from a high-security prison and make it across town to you. Makes you wonder. Bakugou's hands balled into fists. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. Puppeteer smirks and starts to talk toward you. Oh, but I do. This is my burden. I know everything, including how to do this. He held out his hand towards Bakugou, and all of a sudden, Bakugou's body tensed up. What the hell are you doing? Bakugou stepped away from you before turning and putting his hand to your face, sparks dancing across his fingertips, just like they did before he set off an explosion. Shit, UN, I can't control it! You need to run, get out of here! Before I don't think so. Puppeteer was grabbing you now and throwing you to the ground by his feet. There's only one way we all make it out of here alive, so listen carefully. There's a helicopter waiting for UN and I on the roof. Ground zero. You will let us go, or I will make you kill all your friends who are on their way right now. You will watch they burn as you burn them alive with your own hands. Bakugou's eyes looked wild. There was an ultimatum. Fight for UN and risk the lives of his friends, or let them go. Puppeteer picked you up and gripped his elbow. UN, dear, how about you make his decision a little easier? You know what to do. With tears streaming down your face. I'm sorry, Bakugou. There's no other way. And just like that, you made him see nothing but blackness. You couldn't fight Puppeteer if you couldn't see him. Ooh, big sad, big cliffhanger. Am I sorry? No. Look out, strats. Check out the original author, Back to Back Bakugou. They're amazing. We're in part 7 out of 10 so far. Can't believe this is almost over. Ooh. Anyways, have a nice day, everybody, I guess. I'm the different